I'm Jessica Tingley, and we are up here at Frederick Fekkai in Beverly Hills, and these are my style tips. So Jody, we're going to talk about blow drying today. Everybody always asks me what are the steps to doing a great blow dry. So we've washed your hair, and you've shampooed it and conditioned it. That's the beginning. You must condition your hair, especially if you want it really smooth, because it's going to coat the hair and make it much easier for the brush to go through, and gives the product something to kind of coat the hair too. So we're going to start putting a little bit of serum in your hair to start, and I'll show you how to put that in. And you especially want to get this on the ends. You don't want to put it all on the front where it's going to make your bangs really greasy or things like that. So I usually just start with the back and running it through the ends. And now you still have product left on your hands. Now you go to the top and the front. So you're not putting that first gob right there on the front. You can pre-dry your hair a little bit and take some of that moisture out, because it's going to save you a lot of time. You don't want your hair to be too wet. So I'm just kind of drying it with my fingers, pulling up at the roots and getting some movement in there and getting some of that just huge wetness out. So Jody, your sectioning is important when you're doing your hair, because if you're trying to take too big of a section on your brush, you're not going to get it evenly dry. So you're taking a section that is about the size of your brush, not much wider and not much thicker than your brush. And you can pull it taut like that. Also, I have my nozzle attachment on my dryer, which is very important. It really smooths the hair. And then when you're doing the section, you're going to point the air down the shaft, and you're going to smooth that cuticle. If you dry your hair like this, I'll show you like you create all that frizziness. And that becomes very messy to clean up. So you're always going to point the air down the hair shaft. Continue on that section until it is bone dry. Don't move on until it's dry. If you're leaving this half, slightly damp or even 10% damp, it's just going to frizz up again, and you're going to end up with a frizzy blow dry. So very pretty. See how smooth that is? The more curl you want, the smaller brush that you want to have. So if you are, have shorter layers and you want them to have a lot of bend, you want to use a smaller brush. But just for blowing it smooth, and this is a great all-around, all-purpose size, great for everybody. Or if your hair is much longer and you want it really, really, really straight, a big round brush is the best. But those giant ones are they're too hard to handle. They're too hard to get close to your scalp. It's just kind of a lot of brush. Just clip up the rest of your hair out of your way. And again, you're taking a section not bigger than your brush. And sometimes it helps when you're doing it on yourself to put it on the brush and place it on there. The back is a thing people find a little bit hard to get to. But when you find when the front already looks good, it's much less daunting. So just clip it up, and then, you're down, always up. This is the movement. Up, 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 up like that. So that's all you have to do. And you can cheat a little bit back here and take a little bit bigger sections underneath. All you want to do at the end is just run some air through the whole thing. I put my dryer on low and just make sure there aren't any damp spots in your hair. And it just gets some movement in there. It just makes the hair move again and get some sexiness in there. That looks great. And then at the end, if you have any fuzziness, you just put a teeny tiny bit more product in. The same serum you put in before, or any sort of smoothing product works really well. And gorgeous.